So I was moving around in my Facebook group, because this was just one of those days like I just didn't want to play Dynasty. And don't trip, I'm not like, I love the Rutgers series, not going nowhere. Be back tomorrow as a matter of fact, but I just wanted to take a day and say, I'm not going to play Dynasty today. Matter of fact, I might not even play NCAA today. So I was trying to think of a unique video idea, something I had not done because we've done a lot on this channel. So I was moving around in my Facebook group that we created, All Things College Football by FlemLo Raps. Link in the description, you can join that thing. Huge shout out to all my admins, y'all holding it down, bro. Thank you. So anyway, I'm looking around and I run across this one post by Andy Altenhall. And he asked, what are some weird things that you've always noticed in 14? Mine is that Old Dominion is always randomly decent and will beat someone that should beat them. You know what I'm saying? And this got a lot of engagement, man. People was tuned in. So we got a lot of comments on this one, a lot of likes on this one. And I went through and, man, I was laughing because a lot of these that they put here, I've experienced myself. And I decided to take all of this and make a top 5 weirdest things that happened in Dynasty mode in NCAA football 14. In no particular order, just 5 things. Let's jump into it. One of the first things, and this actually is not Dynasty only, this has to do with playing the game, period, as far as I know. And that is that turning up the game speed actually slows the game down, in a sense. I've been asked a bunch of times, Flem, how do you get your receivers to catch the ball and turn up so smooth, man? Every time my guy catches the ball, he freezes. And then by the time he takes off again, the defense, they caught up to him. I got a bunch of comments like this. I even helped Alex from IMV out with this exact same thing. And here's what happens. You gotta have your game speed on normal. If you put your game speed on fast, actually I think if you put it on slow, this happens too. I'm not 100%, I haven't tested it, but I think so. But I know for a fact, if you put it on fast, it actually is going to slow your receivers down. Every time they catch the ball, or a majority of the time they catch the ball, they're actually going to stop. There's going to be no run out to catch. They will get caught from behind, and it just throws off the gameplay. You know what I mean? It completely throws it off. So if you want to have smoother gameplay, you got to put your game speed on normal. The second weird thing that always happens in Dynasty, and a lot of people say this, Alabama always declines, bro. It seems that in nearly every Dynasty I do, if you get about 5-6 years in, all you're gonna see, sometimes sooner than that, you're gonna see Bama just declining. Before you know it, Bama will not be the powerhouse that you know them as. They'll usually still maybe be ranked, but I played against like some 1-4 Alabama team. It's crazy. Like maybe it's got something to do with just the fact they're playing a really competitive league over in the SEC. But I mean, they're in a great pipeline place to get recruits. Like I really don't know why this happens. I just know that it happens. The number 3 thing, and I saw this multiple times, Georgia Tech is unbeatable. Now, obviously, Georgia Tech is not unbeatable. I'm pretty sure everybody watching this has beat Georgia Tech at one point or another. But you'd be lying if you said they were not very, very difficult. Now, some people may have the key. A guy actually recently told me the key is run goal line defense. I never have tried this, but I've struggled, bro, in the past with Georgia Tech, Navy, different triple option teams. And it's weird, it's not just the scheme. You know what I'm saying? Like the scheme is one thing, but their quarterback's like a 72 overall. He breaks every tackle. You know what I mean? He can't be stopped. He got what we used to call, he get irky. It's like this glitchy, like manual looking juke that he does, and every player does on those teams, man. It's kind of crazy. When they throw that go route, you know how a lot of times the CPU leaves that thing short? Not those teams. They put it out there. They catching it. You know what I mean? I'll tell this story. I've told it before, but I was doing a Kansas Dynasty live on Twitch. We did the entire Dynasty live on Twitch. If you don't watch my live series, I do one on YouTube now, that Wyoming series. Make sure you check that out. Live Rebuilds is what it's called. Anyway, this is before that. I was on Twitch doing the Kansas Dynasty, rebuilding. All right. I think it was my second year maybe. We were undefeated. I beat all the hardest teams. I don't remember exactly who we played, but whoever I had on my schedule, we had wiped everybody out. last game of the season. We were number 2 in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. If you were there, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Maybe we were number 1. I don't remember. We run up against Navy. Now, we were probably a 75 overall, but hell, Navy was a 75, 76 overall. Cool, we're going to jump in, take care of these dudes real quick, keep it moving. Yo, hardest game of my life. Hardest game of my life, bro. And in the end, I fought. In the end, I took that L, bro. And no national championship for me. And if you know anything about these series, bro, I usually play until I win the Natty. And then the series is over. So it's a big deal to win it. You feel me? To get right there and lose against a 76 overall team. Yo, I couldn't stop them, bro. They were killing. Number 4 kind of goes into that. It kind of deals with number 3. And that's random difficulty. Okay? Now, most of y'all know when I play on my series, I play everything on Heisman, and I kind of have a certain set of sliders I use. I usually show them every few games because people like to see them. Once I set some sliders, yo, that's the sliders for this entire season. Whether it's too easy or too hard, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's it for the season. I don't touch it for the rest of the year. However, some games are just noticeably, just ridiculously harder than other games are. It's okay, duh, Flem, some teams are better than other teams. Yeah. But it's random though. It's not really based on teams. Like it's certain teams I'll play, I know I can beat them regardless. I can always beat UCLA, North Carolina, USC, and I think it's because of the offenses that they run. Just kind of easier to deal with on the game for me anyway. But there's always like late in the season, like probably if I'm undefeated, my last 3 or 4 games are just on a whole different level. It feels like they actually play more true to the sliders that I'll have. And it almost feels like the game scales up, like based on skill level or record or, I don't know exactly what it is. Before we get to the last one, I'll name a couple of honorable mentions. FIU always rises. I've seen this in a lot of my dynasties, not all of them, but a lot of times, FIU, for whatever reason, ends up in the top 25 a few seasons in. One guy said he had a season where FCS was ranked number 16. Computer linebackers are amazing at covering routes and getting picks, while DBs and safeties dropped almost all of them. Last honorable mention, USC and Notre Dame will be a 99 everything, but never make it to the national championship. I've actually played, I think, both of those teams in the Natty, so that's why I didn't technically make the list. But those teams are usually 99 everything, and they're not that hard to beat, except in my UTEP Dynasty. Notre Dame was just crazy. All right, man, and the last one, Ian Miller says, I can never break off a big damn run. Oh, no, okay. I can never break off a damn big run. It is difficult. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of your speed. Even when you move the speed threshold all the way down, like guys get these crazy angles, and I've seen people coming from behind me, like a lot, you feel me? And just hawking my 98 speed guy down with no problem. Also, the dive and catch your ankles, it seems like they dive further when they need to. It's like they can dive as far as they need to dive at whatever point. And while this can be incredibly annoying, I understand why it's there, and I'm kind of glad it's there. In the grand scheme of things, man, I noticed when I play Madden, it's hard. Like, you have to make a certain rule for yourself. Like, yo, I'm not gonna throw more than 3 fade routes, because if your guy's faster than the corner, he's gone. Every time, it's just so easy to do that it kind of takes the fun away from it. So having this unbelievable makeup speed that the computer has is very, very necessary in my opinion, and it makes the game more difficult, which in turn makes the game more fun. I think it's one of the reasons a lot of people can still find enjoyment, like myself, all this time later. Like, I prefer playing offline Dynasty way more than playing online. Like, it's different. It's like 2 different things. It's not even the same. Completely different experience. Anyway, man, that was 5 weird things that happened in Dynasty mode in NCAA Football 14. What's some weird stuff that happens to you that maybe did not make the list? Leave that in the comments section. Also, any other videos like this y'all might want to see in the future, comment section as well. like the video, subscribe if you're brand new. My name is FlemLo Raps, and I'm gonna holler at you next time, bro. One.